Throughout my life, people have told me that success isn't something that comes out at once. It's a journey and it takes time. But the path you set for yourself is what carries you either towards success or away from it. The choices that you make and the attitudes you portray shape your path and determine your future. In my own experiences, I have seen people choose a path full of heartaches and pain, and it has led them to places they did not want to be. I have also seen people who have taken difficult paths full of hard work and responsibility. Those are the paths that have led to happiness. My path when I was a little girl started off carefree. I have been blessed to have a wonderful, loving family. I have a large extended family with 2 aunts, 3 uncles, and lots of cousins, most of whom still live around Chicago. I have many positive memories from my early childhood. On holidays, my family, including aunts and uncles and cousins, all got together for big celebrations. We would throw parties where everyone would bring different dishes and eat together. One year, I remember my Aunt Janice bringing me and my 2 sisters matching pajamas. That Christmas, we slept over my Aunt Janet's house and woke up the next morning to open presents. We sang Christmas carols and the house was full of laughter. However, as I grew up, my path and my family became rockier. My mother is a joy to be around. She's a very funny person, but she has had struggles in her own path. I first became aware of my mom's struggles when I was about 10 years old. I remember being in my bedroom. I was thirsty and wanted to go to the kitchen to get a drink. As I walked down the stairs, I saw my mother bent over our kitchen table. There was a pipe in her hand and white stuff on top of the pipe. There was a man sitting at the table too, with his head down close to the table. I never seen him before. Once my mom noticed me, she quickly put the pipe on the table and covered it with a notebook. I didn't know what to say to my mom. All I could do was turn around and run back upstairs. I felt traumatized with what I had seen. I was confused. I had an idea of what those things in my mom's hand were, but I wasn't sure. The next day, when I woke up for school, my mom was in her normal happy mood. She acted like nothing had happened. We didn't talk about what I had seen, and I was still left confused, trying to piece my thoughts together. That incident in the kitchen was not a one-time thing. Over the next few years, my family's path continued to decline. It became very clear that my mom had a problem with using drugs. Often she would disappear into another room of the house and become a different person, snapping at people. Her normal happy personality would leave and another side of her would come out. The rest of my family was also aware of my mom's problem. When I was about 12 years old, my Aunt Diane offered for me and my older sister to come live with her. I felt like my mom was unpredictable, and I hoped that in my Aunt Diane's care, I would have a better path. So I said yes to move in with her. Making a transition to live with my Aunt Diane was not an easy one. I had hoped to find a better life, but I did not expect how extremely strict my aunt's household would be. Because of my aunt's firm rules, I was unhappy with the new environment, but I was determined to stay on the path with her. On the other hand, my older sister Lamara decided to choose a different path. She wanted to be grown and run the streets. Lamara and my Aunt Diane argued a lot, going back and forth over curfews, chores, and who Lamara hung around. One day, Lamara and my aunt were having a bad argument. I was in the front room, and I could see them down the hallway. My aunt looked like she was about to charge at Lamara, but Lamara was already standing by the back door. Lamara ran out the back door. I thought she was mad and would just come back soon, but I was wrong. I did not see my sister again for several months. I was so angry at my sister. I felt like she had left me and I was walking down my path alone. I was still a little kid, and I had been close with Lamara. I could not believe she was really gone. Months later, I heard my Aunt Diane talking on the phone about Lamara. She described how Lamara had been going from house to house, living with friends. I was shocked to hear my aunt say Lamara was pregnant. No one had talked to me about this or told me directly. Overhearing the phone call was the only explanation I got. At 13 years old, I was trying to find the right path for myself. But I had so much built up anger towards my mother and Lamara because of the path they had chosen. My anger came out in many different ways. I became disrespectful to my aunts, often talking back, breaking things, or throwing tantrums. Because of my behavior, my family members had had enough. I was moved from household to household, bouncing around from place to place. There was one major event that changed the path my life was on. This is my older sister Janice returning to Chicago. She had been away for a couple years attending college at Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. My sister Janice had chosen a very different path from other people in my life. Janice always knew what was expected of her, and she wanted to live up to that. Janice wanted to make something in her life. She wanted to be the one in our family to do something good. She wanted to be a role model for me. Like my mom, Janice could be funny and outgoing, but she could also be serious when she needed to be. By the time Janice returned to Chicago, my aunts were completely fed up with me. They said I had to go live with Janice, and I knew that my older sister was my last resort. When I moved in with Janice, the path I was on was headed towards trouble. I felt like the world owed me everything because of how my mother was. But watching Janice, I saw she had a different mindset. She and I have the same mother and the same background, but it was clear that Janice wanted to be her own person. Janice took on the responsibility of raising me because she loved me and she wanted me to see another path. Living with Janice and seeing her example helped me make some major changes in my life. At the time, I was 14 and about to start high school. In junior high, I had not taken school seriously. I just wanted to run with my friends, and I had no interest in listening to teachers or authority figures. But with Janice by my side, I was ready to walk down a new path to high school. I started working harder in my classes and staying after school to get extra help. Little by little, I started showing improvements. By the time I had reached my junior year, I was on a much more positive path in my grades. But I still was not involved in any programs outside of class. I wanted to get involved in something that would keep me on a good path. My friend Alonzo told me about a program she was in called Genesis Works. I had heard about Genesis Works at my school. Alonzo told me about her experience, and it sounded like a good opportunity. She helped me apply. I remember being very nervous for interviewing for GW. I had never done a real interview before, but I did my best, practicing all the questions we were going to be asked. After the interview, I felt relieved it was over, but nervous to hear the decision. A few weeks later, I received an email stating I had been accepted. When I first started the program, I thought it would be easy, but I was wrong. In the very first weeks, we were taking apart computers and working on virtual desktops. My program coordinator, Sherry, led our training room for professional skills. Sherry really made an impact on me. One of the major things we talked about in professional skills training was communication and how the nonverbal things we do, like the look on your face or your body posture, can come off wrong. Occasionally, Sherry would notice my attitude and how I wasn't really feeling in training that day. Sherry would then tell me how my nonverbal communication was showing on my face, and that was something I had to work on. If I wanted this internship, I had to show improvements in this area of my communication. So I took Sherry's advice into consideration and started asking for help. Throughout training, Sherry would remind us to be professional and that we were young professionals. My peers and coordinators helped me along the 8 weeks, and we worked as a team. I still had my doubts about filling in the program, but Genesis proved me completely wrong. By the end of the 8-week training, I felt so accomplished, better yet proud that I actually made it through. After completing training, the next step in Genesis Works was to start my internship. I have recently started my internship at Accenture, a consulting company. My first day at Accenture was great. People were very excited to meet me, and I have been treated with so much respect. I am currently working on learning a software called TouchCast, which is brand new to the Accenture team. I have been trusted with learning this technology that most Accenture full-time employees haven't been able to work with yet. It is a big responsibility to help my Accenture team integrate this software into their daily work. The path towards my future will not end with this internship. After graduating high school, I plan on attending a 4-year university. Genesis Works and the experience I am gaining at Accenture have helped me build up my confidence and push me further down the path to success. Genesis granted me the opportunity to break through my barriers. I know that the path ahead of me will probably have more rough patches, but now I have the confidence to stick with it. When I look at the path my mother and Lamara have taken, I can see they did not lead to where I want to go. I realize now that I can go in a different direction. I want to thank my Aunt Janice and my sister Janice for the guidance they have given me and the examples they have set for me. I hope they are proud of the path I have chosen for myself. Having them and so many other people from Genesis Works and Accenture walking by my side, I know that the path I am on will lead to success. Thank you for listening to my story.